This better be interesting, because it's 1:34 in the morning.
Welcome to the final part of Megaman X4.
Okay, you have my interest.
Playthrough. We're gonna blow up a space station.
You're gonna blow up space. Awesome.
You ever seen the final episode of Gundam Wing? It's kind of what's gonna happen.
Sweet.
But first, boss rush, because of course.
Alright, I'm going back to bed.
You know what I do. You know how I do things. Montage time.
Wake me up when it's over.
Lionel, wake him up. I say that assuming the cat's actually gonna hear me.
You're assuming the cat's actually awake.
That too. I would think because he's back home with you, he'd be too excited to sleep.
Oh no, he's asleep.
That's fine.
He's in his bed. He's currently in his bed. We're right underneath all the game consoles.
Hey Lionel, it's Christmas. Wake up.
Yeah, make me.
Did you get him a present?
He got cat food for his present.
That worked too.
So how about that local sports team?
Which one?
All of them. I don't know.
I don't know anything about West Virginia.
Mountain Mama doesn't exist.
Huh?
You said you don't know anything about West Virginia. I said Mountain Mama doesn't exist.
Sure, why not?
Also, I like
hey,
I like how all the Rebel Force Mavericks are listed as Rebel Force instead of Sigma's logo.
Yeah.
Makes you think it makes you think Rebel Force was just an in job.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, there's like 3 of them that are actually Sigma spies, like Dragoon here. Which explains why Repliforce is so easy to just, you know, assume that people are not trusting them because they've got people on the inside screwing things up. Like I said, the subtlety in the story is good, they just don't go anywhere with it. Which is a shame because it's a pretty good story in terms of...
There's ice in space!
Well, it is cold in space.
Yeah, but there's actual frost clouds in space.
Well, what do you think comets are made out of?
Space.
Anyway, that's the boss rush.
I'm here to claim your soul, X.
I got Smash Ultimate and I realized how much I like Death in Team Castlevania. You like my cosplay?
Hey X, I got Smash Ultimate. You want to smash?
Death isn't in Smash Ultimate. Yes, he is. He's a stage.
He totally is. He totally is. This is as close as I'm gonna get.
Look, I got his scythe and everything. That's a weapon and that's an item. Yeah, I guess you got a point.
Come on, let's play some Smash. I'm tired of this charade.
Okay, items off. Fuck!
Shit.
Well, there goes my strategy.
Okay, items off. You win this day, X.
Aren't you a spirit? Aren't you one too?
We're both spirits
You
in the
win.
end, X.
And Zero. We all died.
Life sucks.
Thanks, Kareem.
And also, no, basically, life sucks. Let's get over it.
Yeah, we did die. Where do you think I got this? I found Satan himself. He couldn't stand a chance.
Satan sucks.
See? I even have him on speed dial. He even gave me this amazing throne room back here.
I stole it.
So you can...
Ah, my cloak. I got 3 payments left.
So yeah, that's a fast way of getting rid of Sigma's first form.
Yeah, again, the best way of getting rid of Sigma's first form, set him on fire.
That's the only weapon that worked on him, by the way. So you have to use fire, and then he decides to be this.
It's not for long. You won't be able to evade this attack, which you probably totally will.
Now, Sigma
You won't be able
can
to evade
kind of
this attack.
Ah.
Shit.
Now here's the thing. After his second move, Sigma's going to throw his scythe. You want to make sure the scythe lands on the wall so that he uses this move because it's easier to dodge. If he throws it on the floor, he's going to start throwing a whole bunch of sickles at you, which is really annoying to dodge when all he can cling onto is the wall. Other than that, he's weak to the lightning web, and that's pretty much all she wrote about this fight.
Shit, I should have thought this through.
Sigma, you went from being relatively challenging in X3 to being even easier than you were in X2. What the hell?
Look, the PS1 was kind of a downgrade.
I mean, I have been killed 3 times already.
Cut me
What do
some
you
slack. Well,
expect
oh
me to
god,
do?
my crotch.
Fuck.
He is literally looking at his crotch.
You stop doing that. These bodies aren't cheap, you know.
You blew a hole in my floor and everything, you jackass.
Fine. I guess I really do have to go all Metroid on you and blow up this place before you...
Feel my
before you
incredible
escape.
power. Drown in the empty vastness of space, even though I don't think Mavericks can drown.
You can just float around in space for all eternity. Anyway, this is Final Form Sigma, who can be kind of annoying, especially when his second head does this shit. Okay, so basically the second form of Sigma has 2 phases that you have to kill in order to win. The first phase is what you saw as the giant cannon phase here.
That one.
Which has 2 different attacks. The first one being that laser.
Yeah, he's blowing
And then
snot on the floor.
And it's ice. Close enough. But this one's the most annoying. If he wants to be. He can push you into that wall of spikes, which is an instant kill. Or he can suck you in towards him, which is really annoying to dodge. And then this is his first form's second attack, and gives you the most time to actually hit him. And that's all he does in these fights. As far as his weakness, I think the cannon form is weak to lightning web again, and the giant face on the floor is weak to ground hunter, but...
I like how you just call it a face.
Well, what else is it? Look at it.
I call
else
it
do you wanna
a
call
giant
it?
zit.
It's literally his face.
Face zit.
So you've beaten X4, right?
Sort of.
Did you at least get to Sigma?
It's been so long I can't even remember.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could boot up your game on your Switch and beat this in probably about an hour.
If I felt like it.
Now, I do have sub-tanks in case I need it. But unfortunately, that's pretty much all I have to say about this fight. And it's just gonna go on like this until I finally win.
Or you cut the game off.
I'm gonna show the ending. I'm not gonna pussy out at the end.
the
Now, if you're
I like how it's like the end. Game turns off.
Oh god.
Sigma's ultimate attack. Rage quit.
No, that's X5.
I thought it was X6 when you just stopped giving a shit.
No, X6 is when he comes back out of fucking nowhere.
X6 no. It's just that this is the stages of grief. X6 is acceptance.
If it's acceptance, he wouldn't have come back. He would have accepted his death in X5.
It's acceptance that he's just gonna be coming back every time. He just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Until X8, where they try and retcon that out of it.
Yeah.
X8 tries to forget that X6 and 7 even happened. Which I can't really blame him, even though I don't think X7 is that bad. Compared to X6, it's tolerable.
It's an experimental game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, which doesn't necessarily make it bad. I would play X7 over X6 any day of the week. Anyways,
Just
Sigma's
die
almost
already.
dead.
I've ran out of things.
Well,
I've ran out of things to say. All he does is summon his Optimus Prime heads.
He'll be dead in about 2 seconds. There's his other attack. He finally decided to frickin' use it. Where he'll suck you in and then spit a whole bunch of stuff at you. Which is
I
easier to
want
deal
you,
with
X.
Which is easier to deal with X because you have the plasma shot.
What's so funny, Sigma? Your face.
At least my face is symmetrical.
I don't look like a Gundam, so that's good for me. No one can stop it now. X totally stops it. Shit.
The only swear in the entire game.
I missed it. Sorry.
X just says damn. It's not a big deal.
That's just as bad as Espio saying it.
Where's that damn 4th Sigma body? Technically, wait, that would have been his 5th because we
No,
blew up 2
that
of
was
them.
Shadow. General.
I thought you freaking died.
Everybody, why does everybody assume I die there?
Well, you are missing an arm and a leg, literally.
Many of my men have died already because my leadership skills suck.
Many of them have died, as in the one that you killed. Our bad.
X, forgive our foolishness. My bad.
Sigma, he just told me that he's gonna do something to screw me over, and I didn't think this through. For those of you that actually like the plot, I'm sorry, but I can't take the plot seriously in this game.
X, our bad.
that literally ends up being the answer to the problems. That
I like how in the renders his sword is just rendered like a cane.
I know that happens in a lot of animes where like you got the frontal perspective of the sword and they can't really accurately draw the point at the end, so they round it off.
It looks like a giant. It looks like it's pointing at you with a giant cane. Hey X, what the fuck happened?
I could have come with you to space to fight Sigma after we figured it out.
Yeah, go home and go to bed. Seriously, just go to bed.
What if I become one of the Mavericks?
I could have come and helped.
Please shut your mouth.
Help you.
What if I become Maverick? That's stupid.
What if I become Maverick? Mega Man Zero is not for another 10 years. Also, that plot point gets erased because Mega Man X6 happens.
Yeah, it's like hey, Zero. What if I become Maverick? That's stupid. Stop worrying about something that won't happen.
What if I become a Maverick? That won't happen. Why? Because X6 is a thing.
That won't happen. Why? Because you're X. Okay, you're immune to that kind of shit.
To be fair,
There's no to be fair.
no. To be fair, and that is originally what Inafune wanted the plot for Mega Man Zero to be, but then X6 happened, so he had to retool the story for Zero 2 onward because X6 happened without his permission.
I don't understand why, but okay.
Because it screwed up the plot. Zero was supposed to be dead, but then he's back in X6. Spoiler alert for anyone that never played X6.
Then consider X6 Onward a spinoff, or an alternate timeline.
Or none. Well, at that point it is, but at the time X6 was being made, 01 was already finished.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just consider that like an alternate timeline of sorts. Just go the Zelda route. Make every single game in an alternate timeline.
No, that's the Battle Network franchise. That's an alternate timeline.
Fuck.
And Legends, although Legends is supposed to be like billions of years after every other franchise.
Meanwhile, Mega Man did. Oh yeah, that's the game where Mega Man makes camp on the moon.
He's still up there, by the way.
I heard he make a bitch in a music park.
You know, Capcom, you could have fixed the whole Legends 3 debacle by just having a cutscene happen during the credits of Roll and everyone building a rocket and actually going to the moon and bringing Mega Man back.
That would have
Then
been.
there wouldn't have to
I'm
be
just saying.
an X. Then there
I'm just saying.
wouldn't
I hear Mega Man made a bitchin' amusement park on the moon.
have- You sure? Maybe he's just up there making marshmallow treats.
So he's the one behind s'mores.
Well, I mean, Monster Carrot's dead because Piccolo blew up the moon, so...
And we never saw him again. Oh god, what if he got sent to the moon and turned into a carrot because of it?
Monster Carrot's dead. Dude, that guy was making mochi on the moon. He's fucking dead.
Roshi did not give a fuck.
And that was only like 20 episodes later that he blew up the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Did Goku just forget that he put the... Did Goku just forget that he put the Rabbit Gang on the moon?
I think that might have been... I can't remember, but I think that might have been filler. That might have been anime filler. I can't remember.
It probably was.
I'd have to look back.
Because humans can't breathe on the... Because, one, humans can't breathe in space, and two, Goku can't use the power pole to go from Earth to the moon.
Three, the original Dragon Ball made no fucking sense anyway.
Dragon Ball was not supposed to make sense. It was a gag manga for the first 12 chapters.
The battle has ended. Somehow X doesn't feel quite right. What caused all those robots to turn into Mavericks? Bad decision making. Will it happen to me someday? Probably not. As X just realized his tragic destiny, it appears that X will have to solve its mystery another day. Soon. ...
Despite the fact that we've been foreshadowing this for the last 4 games now.
Meanwhile, that space flower is still up there. Mind its own business.
Yeah. Well, that cannon's going to be blowing up for quite a while. You would think that it would fall down to Earth and, explode, but...
Fuck that.
Anyway, that's the X playthrough for Mega Man X4. Thoughts on X4? Assuming you're going to be back for the Zero playthrough.
Ha!
Which you're not. So, what's your opinion on Mega Man X4?
Ha!
What?
Just ha!
So you don't like it?
An actual opinion. My actual opinion is that as an entry point, X4 is good, gameplay wise, plot wise, what the fuck? Ignore that. Basically, if you're playing X4 for the gameplay, ignore the plot for the love of God. There are better stories out there.
I mean, you could say the same for pretty much every X game after X1, to be fair.
Yeah, but X4 is the one that suffers the most, I think.
With the exception to X6. But that's a complete other can of worms.
You're doing that one. I ain't touching that game with a 10-foot pole.
I know. I've been dreading that. And for the people that actually like Mega Man X6, good on ya. Doesn't make the game any less shit. But as for X4, I love X4. It's by far the best in the series, in my opinion. Second best being Mega Man X8.
The X6. It's shit. It's fucking shit.
X6 could have been good, but they rushed it. But again, we'll get to X6 when I get to X6. As for X4, both playthroughs are pretty great. I will get more into Zero when I get to the Zero playthrough. But they managed to vary both of their play styles to the point where the second playthrough is actually worthwhile. The story is going to be a little bit different for Zero. Better, actually, because they actually take the time to put more plot into it. But as for X, it's easy enough, and it's probably the best game to start with if you want to get into the X series.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
So, not that X1 is hard. I mean, it can be, but X4 is a lot easier.
You can't.
So that's it. So you won't be. This won't be the end for Muigi because we still have to finish Tales of Symphonia. That's gonna be.
That's gonna be another. That's gonna be another 40 parts.
Yeah, that's gonna take another at least 4 months, depending on how often we get a chance.
Years.
To it's not gonna take years. It might take a year at the longest. Once I finally get back into recording it. But yeah. See you guys for the next part, or for the next LP, which is probably still going to be Tales of Symphonia, because that's the only one I'm working on at the moment.
I'm going to bed.
Same here. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Get drunk on eggnog.